Victoria's urban luxury market is really slow right now. Places like Bear Mountain and Oak Bay that used to eat up a significant portion of our luxury transactions have been slow all year. And the properties that are drawing offers are often facing a pretty steep discount. What we're finding is that buyers are pursuing a new segment of the market. And in this video, I'm going to explore the trend and try to make sense of it for you. I'm Sean P., and I'm a real estate expert living in Victoria, BC. If you want to better understand our market and you want to know the strategies that are most appropriate at all times, you should like and subscribe to this YouTube channel because we post videos every single week to help you stay informed. As well, if you have plans involving real estate, I'd love to have a conversation. You can use the link in the description to get in touch with me. Okay, let's jump into this week's video. Now, in case you were wondering, this luxury market report is a new monthly report that we're going to be hosting here on the channel. We do a broader report on the entire market once a month as a way to just help people understand the underpinning of what's going on in our market. And at the same time, Victoria is home to some spectacular luxury homes. We're on an island, and that means that we're literally surrounded by waterfront properties in every direction. I want to take the opportunity to highlight this for everybody and give you a good idea of what's actually going on, because these are amazing properties. Some of the estates that we get to tour on the island are just incredible. And so on a monthly basis, we're going to be digging in on the numbers. When we look at the total number of active luxury listings versus the total number of pending luxury listings, it's easy to think that things are cooling down. The reality, though, is that we've actually seen a healthy uptick in the second half of this year. This is especially fascinating because it goes against the typical rhythm and seasonality of our real estate market in Victoria. Typically, we see a very healthy level of activity in the spring, followed by a smaller hump of activity in the fall with a bit of a lull in the summer, and it gets quiet over Christmas. Now, with that said, we've seen a significant amount of transactions taking place in the second half of the year. But when we look at areas that traditionally have always been in the spotlight for our luxury market, like Oak Bay and Bear Mountain, places that are close to downtown, they're in an urban setting, but they still have the ability to have a really beautiful property with some space to it and some really high-end finishes. They're just not getting the same level of attention that they used to. In fact, a lot of the properties that are transacting on the mountain or in Oak Bay are facing a significant discount when they finally do draw an offer. So where are these buyers choosing to put their money? Well, when you look at the statistics, it's hard to tell the story. But when you go line by line and you look at the individual properties that are going under contract, it becomes really clear that buyers are turning their focus away from the urban luxury properties, and they're focusing more on acreage lots, waterfront, and properties that give them privacy. The beautiful thing is, in Victoria, everything's 20 minutes away. We joke about this ad nauseum, but the reality is everything is pretty close together. So you can have a property with 5 or 10 acres that's only 25 minutes from downtown. And I think that buyers are starting to really place a lot of value on this. When we look at the listings that are on the market, acreage doesn't make up nearly half of the inventory, but it made up just about half of the transactions that actually took place from October till now. And so it paints a clear picture that buyers are looking for more than just ultra-modern finishes in a location downtown. They want to feel like they're getting something for their money, and I think our market and price point is just something that's drawn to a little bit of fatigue when you look at the square footage that you get when you really prioritize being close to the city. While luxury acreages enjoy this incredible list to sale ratio and lower days on market, the exact opposite is true when we look at urban luxury. The problem is that buyers just have a hard time feeling like they need to have urgency around placing an offer when the property they're looking at feels replaceable. Think about it. In Oak Bay, we have all kinds of either modern, new, beautiful homes that are really high tier, or older homes that have been kept up with nicely and upgraded over the years. And there's always more of them coming to the market. There's no restriction on the supply of these properties. In Bear Mountain, there's lots of 4,000 or 5,000 plus square foot homes with immaculate views and incredible finishing. But there's also new ones being built all the time. There's new ones coming to the market that were built 5 or 7 years ago by the original owner. And there's just a sense that there isn't a shortage of supply. So buyers Don't feel rushed because who knows, something better might come up any minute. To continue bringing this home, we see the exact same thing happening on what I call generic waterfront properties. Now, this could be one of two things. It could be actual waterfront, but the waterfront isn't really accessible, or it could be property that isn't waterfront, but it has a nice view. We have a lot of these properties in both categories in Victoria. Not all of our shoreline is accessible, and for properties that aren't on the shoreline, sometimes you get an incredible view when you're a little bit up a hill. The issue is just that though, we have a lot of these properties. So if they aren't absolutely perfect in every other way, they kind of get blended in with the rest of the market. To make matters worse, sellers will often overestimate the boost in value they get for having a nice view. And so these often end up overpriced and they tend to just rot on the market, which further hurts the way that buyers perceive them in the marketplace. It devalues them because we just don't know what they're going to sell for because everyone's pricing them higher than they really should be. At this point, when I tell you what is selling quickly, it probably won't surprise you. I've already said that generic waterfront doesn't really get people excited. There's a lot of it to go around, but something that's truly unique, somewhere where you have easy access down to the water from your own property. Properties which have privacy or maybe some kind of unique topography that just makes them feel really special with an outstanding view. These properties are moving quickly and they're getting really good prices. Now, you'll get into nice waterfront a little above the $3 million mark in Victoria. And so I want you to think about this for a minute because it makes everything start to make a lot of sense. In and around the low threes, you can look at really nice properties on a beautiful piece of land with a nice view and outstanding top shelf finishes. Or maybe you give up a little bit on the finishes, but you can walk out of your back door onto one of Victoria's best beaches. Don't you think you'd choose that instead? After all, I mean, you can upgrade the kitchen down the road, but you can never change the piece of land that you bought. And this is the thing that really cinches it. It's worth it to wait a little bit longer to get that perfect property if it means down the road you're going to have that much more value in the land that you've secured. Not to mention the enjoyment and the use that you get from it through all those years. After all, you're spending millions of dollars to get a piece of the best of Victoria. So are urban luxury properties doomed? No, not at all. You've just got to find a way to make them special. So if you own an urban property that falls in the luxury segment, you need to stand out. It's no longer acceptable to just be a nice home. You need to have some kind of X factor. Usually this comes down to the craftsmanship, the features that you put in, the materials that you choose, a sense of design, some flair, and obviously, as always, things like walkability and your positioning within a neighborhood are absolutely imperative. But these properties are still transacting. You just need to stand out from the crowd. The theme is that irreplaceability is the thing that will make a property sell. So if you're going to do it as well as you possibly can. And if you're out there shopping right now, start to prioritize things that can't be taken away from you. Someone else can always out renovate your kitchen. They can always put a newer, bigger, better home in next door. Those aren't the things that are going to protect your investment in the long run. Finding something that's truly unique, that stands out, and there's only a few of in our entire marketplace will protect your investment the most in the long run. As always, I'm so grateful that you took the time to watch. Now, if you're watching our luxury market and you'd like a free report on a monthly basis to help you understand what properties are actually selling for, not just what they're asking, you can reach out to me using the link in the description. I'd be happy to send that over to you. As well, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really keeps us motivated to put these videos out there for you. And I look forward to seeing you in next month's luxury market update. Thanks for watching.